Morning, everyone. Look at this wonderful group. I think everybody knows me, but I will say my name is Ilene. I'll be giving the talk today. And the topic is finding lasting happiness. And the inspiration comes from Paramahansa Yogananda, who said that self-control is the key to happiness. So we have moved into the astrological sign of Virgo. We have a few Virgos in the room here today. So blessings to our Virgo brothers and sisters. Now, Virgos are known for their attention to detail and analytical skills. I gave birth to a Virgo, and I have everything in my chart is Virgo except my sun sign. So you can imagine what it was like growing up with a child who was a Virgo. So giving out a special blessing to everyone listening at home online. We do feel your energy and we embrace it. So the question came to me, what is the law of life? And Paramahansa answered that question in a book entitled, How to Be Happy All the Time. And he said that happiness is not a thing. It's actually a state of mind. It must be lived. So reflecting on that thought of happiness and having to live it, the thought of joy came to me. And so what gives me joy? I really enjoy listening to the birds singing in the morning. I love it when a little lizard runs across my deck. I always say, hi, little Liz. I love the smell of honeysuckle in the morning. It gives me so much joy. And my grandkids dancing at the powwows in full regalia gives me tremendous joy. I find joy in the success of others. I really find joy in my strong cup of coffee first thing in the morning. My morning meditation, sitting outside, waiting for the birds to awaken, hearing the distant sound of an owl as the sun begins to rise, and the crickets singing and calling out to each other. I really love it when the bats fly past me on their way home from the nighttime hunt. Enjoy all of the sunsets and sunrises. And I find joy in the stillness experienced when in communion with Spirit. That brought back a memory of a childhood song called Joy, Joy, Joy. And we used to sing it as kids, and we, of course, changed the words up a little bit. But we used to sing that I've got joy, joy, joy down in my heart, up in my head, down in my feet. I'm sure there's some of you who remember that song. And you always say, end with, I've got joy, joy, joy down in my heart to stay. It brought such a wonderful memory. These may seem like simple things, but honestly, simple things can provide joy. So my thesis today is the joyful richness of life when seeking stillness. Sri Dayamata wrote in Only Love, in the chapter entitled The Secret to a Happy Life, the world within is the only real escape from our tribulations. The more one remains in divine consciousness of the inner world in meditation, the more wants to remain in it. It's easy to understand why great yogis immerse themselves in that meditative state for hours, days, or even years at a time. And she also wrote in Finding the Joy Within You, and I swear I hunted all over the house for that book because I knew I had it, and it was sitting right on the top of my desk next to Norm's book the whole time. Well, there it is. Perfect joy lies in selflessly striving for the best outcome and then humbly accepting whatever God gives. So when contemplating joy, I reach deep within my soul for the answers and inspiration, starting with every day with meditation. Every morning, fill your body with light. When you arise in the morning, have hope, faith, and divinely inspired love for yourself, making that connection with the Creator every day. I find that meditation is equanimity at its absolute best. Anyone can meditate anytime. Doesn't matter who you are or what station in life you may have. It holds no bars with regard to anyone's status in life. Yogananda wrote in Metaphysical Meditations, page 42, "Thou art the sacred perennial joy. Thou art the joy I seek. Thou art the joy of the soul. Teach me to worship thee through the joy born of meditation." And he also said, "With the early dawn of each day, I will radiate joy to everyone I meet. I will be the mental sunshine for those who cross my path." So keep in mind that when thoughts invade your space, that's your ego sending your attention away. Focus yourself on the stillness of your breath and find that energy flowing up and down the spine. That is your true self. And then remind yourself, there's no such thing as time in the ethereal world. The Creator does not value your dedication to meditation on how long or how short you meditate. Let time spent in meditation with the Creator be organic, natural, even if all you have in your busy day is 5 minutes. Sister Joan Chittister wrote in a recent essay, "Contemplation is the ability to see the whole world instead of a partial one. Contemplation is the awareness of the holy in everything. It is conscious co-creating." And Sister Chittister is still with us, and she is an amazing, amazing nun, and I always called her the original feminist. If anyone's interested in getting her emails, let me know. I'll share them with you. She inspires me every week. Thomas Keating, a Trappist monk, wrote in his Mystery of Christ, "The qualities of one's service does not come from the activity itself, but from the purity of one's intention." Take time to be still and know God, and set aside time for silence and spiritual nourishment. And seek the joy of stillness when in meditation, using your breath of life. Every weekday morning, Sunburst offers online meditation via Zoom, 6 to 7. Come and go as you wish. It's a great way to maintain your practice, meditating with like-minded folks. It is the hallmark of Sunburst. And come and go as you wish means we don't care if you log in at 5 minutes to 7. We will rejoice because you're there. In your daily interactions with others, use mindfulness to guide you. Look and find that place within you that will conduct interactions with love, and affirm silently to yourself, "I am grateful that divinity is fully established throughout my entire being." Then remind yourself every day, "I will courageously and fearlessly exercise the courage to walk in compassion, mindfulness, and divine love." Always take a moment to breathe and still the mind. When you are focused and relaxed, you are more productive. And just go ahead and turn off that autopilot. Once you have found yourself moving into an either or oppositional thinking, you no longer have mindfulness. So ask yourself, how do I live life? How you do anything is how you do everything in life. So avoid judgment. Start with joy and love for everything. When in a challenging situation, stop and take a breath and study what you're feeling. Set aside the ego and respond with mindfulness. And silently chant to yourself. I find myself having to do this sometimes throughout the workday. "I am not a mortal being. I am not the body. I am a child of God. I am abundantly able to succeed in every effort I mindfully designate. Be aware and offer your mind up to spirit. And when you're speaking, do so consciously. Words actually are energy that can affect you and those around you, so speak without judgment. Silently ask yourself, is it true? Is it helpful? Did you speak with integrity? Were you kind? And most importantly, avoid righteousness and being right. And a quote from Richard Rohr: to use biblical text in a spiritual way as Jesus did is to allow it to convert you, to change you, to grow you up as you respond. What does this ask of me? How might this apply to my life, my family, my neighborhood, to my country, and even the world? Learn to exercise cosmic humility of God and speak without arrogance and judgment. In our daily walk of life, associating with family, friends, and colleagues, look for that place within your heart. Find your center and balance it with honesty and mindfulness. And say to yourself, today and every day I will effortlessly and with great joy walk in the footsteps of the masters, recognizing all beings as God's source. I will honor God, source, by exercising equanimity and radiate mindful energy. Paramahansa Yogananda wrote in Metaphysical Meditations, page 78, we always read metaphysical meditations at the end of our morning meditation, and this one was read recently, and everyone had to tag the page because it really touched our hearts. I will now behold the person who now considers himself as my enemy to be in truth my divine brother, hiding behind a veil of misunderstanding. I will tear this veil with a dagger of love, so that seeing my humble, forgiving understanding, he will no longer spurn the offerings of my goodwill. And Thomas Keating wrote, when we are no longer driven by comparison or control, we become a channel of divine compassion in the world. And quoting from the Bible, Colossians 3, seek Christ in everyone and everything. Rabbi Shapiro wrote in a recent essay, I almost started laughing when I read this. I get his newsletter every week. The difference between atheists and me is this: where an atheist might say, I don't believe in God, I say, I am God. I love it. His essays go around 4 pages long. Believe me, this was just a little clip I took out. This isn't any new observation at all. It's been observed by many of the spiritual thought leaders of history. Remind us that we are all one. We are all God, and together in the co-creative experience of life. Be mindful of your body. Treat it kindly. When beginning a meal, take a few moments to send a prayer of gratefulness and a special blessing for those who made our meal for today, the Karma Yogis who give their time and efforts to bring a welcoming and nourishing meal to share every single Sunday. And blessings to our garden that nourishes us and shares the bounty, and to our gardeners who keep it healthy and fresh for us. During the activities of daily living, always be mindful. Silently say to yourself, I am apart from the body. No heat, cold, or sickness can touch me. I am free. Be true to your commitments to your body and treat it as the divine entity it actually is. Be loving and mindful during times of recreation and association. Embrace the unknown with a loving, kind heart, and remember that freedom is the mastery of self-realization, that knowing that I am is the God principle, and then we can begin to write our life stream home, returning to the infinite in body, soul, and spirit. So step forward with mindful thoughts from the center of your heart where our divine parents reside, sending loving energy throughout yourself, into Mother Gaia, and let that return to the top of your head, Spirit Divine. And as Norm always said, keep the top of your head open. So we'll take a moment to prepare to go into meditation. Check your posture. If you're in a chair or on a meditation mat, make sure that your spine is properly supported and your knees are below your hips. And then expel the breath in the mouth with a double exhalation. I'll show you what I mean. Then examine your breath, starting at the very base of the spine, breathing in from the front to the back of the spine. Expand your lungs into the rib cage, and repeat this to the heart center. Hold it for a few seconds, and then exhale. Find the space between your eyebrows, the third eye. Take a moment and gently massage the third eye, and begin to envision a six-pointed star. Connect that energy into the earth and ground yourself. If you're finding that thoughts distract you, focus on your breath. That is the connection between your spirit and your soul. Pay attention as the sensations of breath enter your nose, let it flow down your spine, and see a flame rising. We are now prepared to go into meditation. We will start with listening to a short talk from The Pearl of Great Price by our beloved Norm.
When we sit in meditation, anticipating God's voice or His touch on the crown of our heads or His love bursting forth from our hearts. Oh, those are the moments that make all the pain and misery we may or may not have suffered in our lives worth it. Yes, God brings us out of misery, loneliness, and suffering into that light, that all-encompassing presence. He lights the way for us. We have to ask for it. I know that there are those who have seen the featureless face of God, that have borne witness to that discovery within themselves. And I say that God is here for all of us at the proper moment and the proper time, which God chooses. We do not. But by plowing the field of meditation every day with devotion and service, God watches us. This incredible cosmic being watches us. This God is alive around us every day. He's not in a hurry. He has eternity. We do not. We have 100 years of best to discover this, from our birth to our deaths. This is why all the illumined sons and daughters of God have always encouraged those around them to seek God first, and all things would then be added unto them.
Oh, listen to life's sweet song. Can't you hear how she longs for perfection like in days that are gone? So sweet and oh, so sad. So sweet and oh, so sad. Father, you're melting us all into one bright, shining, blazing sun. And we've all had the blues much too long, so we're all going back home to you. Oh, big wheels are turning round all around us without a sound, and they're spinning within us too. Oh, I can feel the love, can't you? Oh, I can feel the love, can't you? Father, you're melting us all into one bright, shining, blazing sun. And we've all had the blues much too long, so we're all going back home to you. I'm going home to the sea of love, yes, of love. Won't you come on along with me and ride the stars above, and ride the stars above. Father, you're melting us all into one bright, shining, blazing sun. And we've all had the blues much too long, so we're all going back home to you. Yes, we've all had the blues much too